6 p.m. Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Sumaira Kamal. The headlines first. Pakistan and Lithuania have agreed to establish a bilateral consultation mechanism to strengthen cooperation between the two countries. Ambassador of Nepal to Pakistan says both countries have a huge prospect of further expanding relations for the mutual benefit. Planning Minister has asked private sector to pursue environment-friendly policies to deal with the climate change. All-party Surit Conference calls upon G20 countries to refuse to participate in the forum's meeting in UN acknowledged disputed territory of Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Russia has accused the US-led NATO airlines of fanning flames of conflict in Ukraine. In Pakistan Super League, Quetta Gladiators will play against Lahore Qalandars in Karachi today. And now the news in details. Pakistan and Lithuania have expressed the resolve to work closely for strengthening friendly ties. The understanding to this effect came during delegation talks between the two countries in Lithuanian capital Vilnius today. Pakistan delegation was led by Foreign Minister Bilawal Bhutto Zardari, while his Lithuanian counterpart Gabrielius Landsbergis headed his country's side. During the meeting, they discussed promoting cooperation in the areas of economy, trade, licenses, and education. They also exchanged views on regional and global issues. Earlier, both the foreign ministers in one-on-one meeting agreed to establish bilateral consultation mechanism between Pakistan and Lithuania. On this occasion, Foreign Minister Bilawal Bhutto Zardari said strengthening cooperation between the two countries will ensure global security. He further said taking advantage of each other's economic potential is our common interest. Ambassador of Nepal to Pakistan Tapas Adhikari has said that Nepal and Pakistan have a huge prospect of further expanding relations for the mutual benefit of the two countries. Speaking at an event in Islamabad, he said one important facet of Nepal-Pakistan relations is military-to-military cooperation between the two armies. He said both the armies have close and friendly relations and support each other in peacekeeping operations. He said as part of Nepal's commitments to global peace and security, the Nepali army has regularly contributed to UN peacekeeping operations around the world since 1958. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif has strongly denounced the terrorist attack on Babri checkpost in district Mastung. 2 levies personnel were martyred when unknown gunmen opened fire on the checkpost today. Commiserating with the bereaved families, the Prime Minister prayed for the martyred security personnel. The Prime Minister also prayed for the early recovery of those who were injured in the terror attack. Shehbaz Sharif was appreciative of the resolve and determination of the security forces to root out the terrorists. He said the entire nation salutes its martyrs. Chief Minister Balochistan Mir Abdul Quddus Bizenjo has also strongly condemned the terrorist incident. In his condemnation statement, he said terrorists will not succeed in their nefarious designs. Members of National Assembly Sheikh Rohil Asghar and Qaisar Ahmed Sheikh separately called on Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif in Islamabad today and discussed overall political situation as well as matters pertaining to their constituencies. Former MNA Hanif Abbasi also called on Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif in Islamabad today. Minister for Planning and Development Ahsan Iqbal has said the private sector should pursue environment-friendly policies to deal with the issue of climate change. Addressing the National Forum of Environment and Health in Islamabad today, he pointed out that Pakistan is amongst the most vulnerable countries to climate change. He emphasized that we'll have to convert agriculture and industrial production into eco-friendly practices. Addressing a ceremony in Islamabad today, the Minister for Planning Ahsan Iqbal emphasized the importance of artificial intelligence for modern knowledge-based economies. Encouraging youth to take up research and education in the fields relating to artificial intelligence and robotics, he mentioned how the federal government's laptop scheme has changed the knowledge landscape in Pakistan and brought it to one of the leading countries in the world. This is Radio Pakistan. A meeting of Election Commission of Pakistan chaired by Chief Election Commissioner Sikandar Sultan Raja in Islamabad today decided to take further guidance from Attorney General of Pakistan and other legal experts following the fixation of date for Punjab and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa provincial assemblies by the President. The Commission has invited the Attorney General of Pakistan for a meeting tomorrow, while 2 legal experts are also being chosen for consultation on the matter. Special Assistant to Prime Minister on Social Safety Faisal Karim Kundi has demanded immediate convening of an all-party Hurriyat conference on the issue of terrorism. Addressing a news conference in Islamabad today, he said we need to review and revive the existing anti-terrorism structure. He said loopholes in our strategy against terrorism should be identified to eradicate this menace forever. Faisal Karim Kundi said everyone should be treated equally before the law and no one should claim leverages and exemptions from it. Provincial Disaster Management Authority Khyber Pakhtunkhwa has released more than 350 million rupees for the registered families of North Waziristan district who were affected by Operation Zarb-e-Azb. The funds will be distributed among 18,000 registered families through SIM cards within 2 days. NDMA is also regularly distributing financial assistance and ration among the tribals who are displaced due to terrorism. Under the package, 12,000 rupees are being distributed per month among the families repatriated from Afghanistan, while a ration allowance of 8,000 rupees per family is regularly distributed through their registered SIM cards. International Mother Language Day is being observed today to promote cultural and linguistic diversity. This year's theme is Multilingual Education, a necessity to transform education. To mark the day, different programs were organized in the federal capital, highlighting the importance of the regional languages of Pakistan. A walk was arranged from Shaheed-e-Millat's Secretariat to the National Press Club, Islamabad. People from all walks of life, including academia, civil society and media, participated in the walk. The All-Party Hurriyat Conference has called upon the G20 countries to flatly refuse to Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi's invitation to the forum's meeting in the UN-acknowledged disputed territory of Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. According to Kashmir Media Service, the All-Party Hurriyat Conference spokesperson, in a statement issued in Srinagar, said India plans to host the G20 meeting in Srinagar to mislead the world about the ground situation in the occupied territory. He said event is aimed at deflecting world's attention from urgency to address the Kashmir dispute, which has put the peace of entire South Asian in jeopardy due to India's inhuman actions in Jammu and Kashmir. Russia has vowed to continue a year-long war in Ukraine, accusing the US-led NATO alliance of fanning flames of conflict. Talking to political and military elite in Moscow, President Vladimir Putin said Russia would carefully and consistently resolve tasks facing in Ukraine. In the ICC Women's T20 World Cup at Cape Town against Pakistan, England were 10 for no loss in 1 over a short while ago. Earlier, England won the toss and chose to bat. Meanwhile, in another match, South Africa will take on Bangladesh at 10 p.m. The 10th match of Pakistan Super League is to be played between Quetta Gladiators and Lahore Qalandars in Karachi today. The match will start at 7 p.m. Pakistan Standard Time. And finally, the weather. Mainly dry weather is expected in most parts of the country, while cold in northern areas during the next 12 hours. However, light rain with wind, thunderstorm and snowfall is likely at isolated places in Chitral, Dir, Kashmir and its adjoining hilly areas. To end the news, here are the headlines once again. Pakistan and Lithuania have agreed to establish bilateral consultation mechanism to strengthen cooperation between the two countries. Ambassador of Nepal to Pakistan says both countries have a huge prospect of further expanding relations for the mutual benefit. Planning Minister has asked private sector to pursue environment-friendly policies to deal with the climate change. All Parties Hurriyat Conference calls upon G20 countries to refuse to participate in the forum's meeting in UN-acknowledged disputed territory of Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Russia has accused the US-led NATO alliance of fanning flames of conflict in Ukraine. In Pakistan Super League, Quetta Gladiators will play against Lahore Qalandars in Karachi today. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analyses, log on to our website radio.gov.pk and also watch live streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/radio Pakistan News Official.